Peace. Welcome to another episode of the Speak Freely podcast. On this episode, I want to take a deep dive into a conversation I was having with somebody, man, concerning this whole Kendrick Lamar and Drake thing. I'm back again talking about it, and on this one, I want to raise an interesting point. It's something that I've been noticing, man. And this morning, I was watching an interview with Royce the 5'9", and he, gave a perspective on all the reasons why Drake lost, and I thought they were interesting perspective. It's something that he said in there that stuck out to me, man, because it's something that I've been thinking about, and I've had a conversation about it. And before I point out to y'all what it's going to be about, I just want y'all to listen to this clip that I found with the good brother Royce the 5'9". It's a clip I took from PSA Reloaded. He did an interview with Royce, and just want y'all to listen. It's like a 5-minute clip. Just listen. It's going to be something in there overall that y'all could take from it, but it's something specifically that I want to take out of it and expound on. So take a listen.
Not at one point did I really believe that shit. And I think it's just because of the way that I look at Kendrick. And look, man, like artists have misled fans plenty of other times. Kendrick can be a completely different person from how I think he is. I can only judge him off of my limited amounts of correspondence with him and the moves that I seen him make when there wasn't no smoke with nobody. Mm. To me, everything been pretty consistent and solid. He ain't just start rapping conscious. He been on that. You know what I mean? So it's like, so he ain't just start. Yo, man, he got an album where he psychoanalyzing himself for the whole album. You think he ain't gonna psychoanalyze you, nigga? So it's like, I personally just didn't look at it as that problematic. Now, when you're talking about somebody as a pedophile. Now we got to bring morals into this.
Yes,
because that's a huge accusation.
Yeah.
So if Kendrick made that accusation out of the thin blue sky, or just as an attempt to assassinate the man's character, that's morally wrong.
Right.
That's morally wrong. Like there's nothing righteous about that, and it goes against everything that I feel like Kendrick stands for, and it's not really consistent with anything else that I've seen him do. I mean, I ain't never heard about the nigga being caught up in a lie. I ain't never heard him say he was a gangster. The man said he was a good kid from a mad city.
Mad city.
But never has he conducted or carried himself any time that I've seen him in a way that would say, yo, I got top dog with me right now, and I'm about to motherfucking go fuck up the world on some street shit because I know ain't nobody in Cali gonna harm a hair on my head, because that's the truth. The truth of the matter is most motherfuckers in Cali is gonna rally behind Kendrick, not because he means so much to the streets from a street perspective, but because he means so much to the culture, and he's with somebody who is that respected in the street. And I think one of the reasons why Top is so respected, because he ain't running around acting like somebody who will crack your head. But the reality of the matter is, you ain't coming to Cali playing with Kendrick as long as he with Top. Not in this lifetime. You know what I'm saying? So we might as well take that part of it off the table, because I don't think that ever really was an avenue anyway. And I respect him even more for posting that it's over, but worded it very carefully. He worded it in a way where he's not speaking for Drake, but he's letting it be known that we are pulling out from the portion of this battle where we releasing records. We done. And he didn't say, yo, it's clear that we won. He said, yo, the fans got a great battle, and it goes down in history, and it never spilled over into the streets from off of wax. He didn't even claim the victory, bro. I respect that. Because to me, it's like, don't kick a man while he's down. After that They Not Like Us came out, I was just people was like, yo, Kendrick got like 6 more. And I'm just like, man, I hope he don't release none of them.
God damn.
Like, don't go too far past the point of victory, man. You know, like, it just is what it is. You know, like, like when you see boxers in the ring, you know, somebody may win, it may be considered an upset, or it may surprise the shit out of people. Like Terrence Crawford, Earl Spence. Earl didn't fucking get up off the canvas and go marching to his dressing room without doing the interview with the after, because I see a lot of fighters do that. And to me, man, I respect that. I respect that. You know, like, man, like we you know that we know that you wasn't supposed to lose like that. Like, I ain't think another human could beat him that bad.
That bad.
Like, this Earl Spence we talking about. This is the boogeyman. You know, I learned a lot about just a lot of things by watching that fight. Styles make fights, and all. Dog, it ain't about being the toughest guy. It ain't really in the streets. It ain't even no such thing as the toughest guy. And in the culture, it ain't no such thing as the GOAT or like the top guy. Unless you want to put it in categories, when we talk about who being marketed the most, who doing the most numbers, that's subjective.
If y'all didn't catch that, that's what I want to build with y'all about. Kicking people while they down, man. You know, with all that's been going on, and, you know, I've made a few videos talking about this thing, but the purpose of my podcast is to be introspective and to give different perspectives. You know, it's always come from the place of humility, you know, of doing God's work, you know, and overall just being a better human being. So that's what my podcast is all about. So my podcast is not just me, making reaction videos or talking about the latest gossip or all of that stuff. That's not what my podcast is about. My podcast is about doing the inner work and offering alternative perspectives, man. You know, and just doing right no matter what. Like, always doing right and put good out in the world, man. But I want to touch on that because what I've been seeing on social media, you know, granted, if these things about Drake are true, you know, then rightfully so that he gets the backlash that he has coming to him, because these are serious things, man, you know. These are very serious, man. So he has that coming. But what stands out to me is that people are using this opportunity to kick a person while they're down. I don't think that's something that should be done, just for the simple fact that it could happen to any one of us. You know, like, everybody have down moments. Everybody go through things. Everybody goes through things that humbles them. And that's very important. You have to be humbled. You have to go through that. You have to see that you're not invincible. Because first and foremost, it makes you rely on God. It makes you look at yourself like, how can I be better? How can I not allow myself to go through this? How can I kill my ego? How can I kill my pride and arrogance? Because ultimately, that's what lost Drake the battle. He was so full of pride and arrogance and just so full of ego that he allowed himself to become a human punching bag. You know what I mean? Like, that's one thing you don't do, man. And I've learned that a long time ago. Like, you don't walk around this planet like you can't be touched, like you're invincible. That belongs to God and to God alone. We're human beings, man. We're mere human beings. We are fallible. We are imperfect. And we don't have it all figured out. Our shit does stink. You know? And that's a thing when it comes to humanity, man. It's the haughtiness of our hearts, man. You know, like the darkness that sits in our hearts, man. Our way of thinking. The way we conduct ourselves in this life, man. Like, you have to be humble. You know what I mean? Like, in the last video, I talked about how Drake needed to take his L on the chin and become better. And one thing I respect about Kendrick Lamar, from what I can see, he's still humble even in a victory. He's still humble. And you can't do nothing but respect that. You can't do nothing but look at that and be like, you know what? I appreciate you for doing that, because you showed people how to conduct themselves, man. And Kendrick Lamar talks about God all the time. So that right there lets me know that he's very much in tune with God. You know, he talks about reading the Bible all the time. He talks about praying all the time and trying to lead his family, lead his children in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do nothing but salute that, man. For a guy like that, you have to salute that, man. So that's what I brought y'all here to talk about, man. Just not kicking people while they're down, because that can easily be you. Like, that could easily be us. One day we're up, we're at the top of the hill, king of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just a darling. Like, everybody is patting us on the back, telling us how great we are, and we just taking it to our head and running with it. And then the next moment, you get kicked, and everybody is just like, oh, look at you, you deserve this, you're that. And granted, again, if these things are true, you got what's coming to you, man. Like, people need to be held accountable. That's the number one thing. You have to hold yourself accountable, man. If you made these mistakes, if you've done these things, man, you know, I believe that God will forgive, but at the end of the day, nothing goes unrewarded or unpunished. No matter what you do, you get back what you put out in this life, man. You reap what you sow. So it has to come back to you. It has to. That's just how the cookie crumbles, man. You know, you reap what you sow, man. You can't go through this life doing whatever you want, feeling like you're invincible, like you can't be touched, like nothing can happen to you. No, God will humble you. So therefore, why would you even operate from pride and ego to begin with? Like, and the Bible talks about that. You know, I'm not here to try to preach to nobody. I'm not here to do none of that, man. Like, I'm a regular person, man. I'm no preacher, man. I'm not none of that. I just want to offer my perspective on how I see things. And I think that's a key point, man, in this whole thing, because if you look at it, and when you see all the talking heads, the ones who are willing to tell the truth, and no matter how they may feel personally, then you would see that it wasn't just Kendrick Lamar's skill. Yes, for sure it was his skill. Drake was just outmatched. You know what I mean? Like, he was out hustled, he was out strategized, he was out thought, all of that stuff, man. He was just outmatched, man. But his pride and arrogance and ego didn't allow him to see that. And that's why he lost. Now you have people in the internet world, in the social media world, you know, kicking this man while he's down, man. And that could easily be one of us. And I don't think that's cool. You know, maybe I'll get backlash for even saying that, man. But so be it. Because I truly feel that way. Like, you just don't kick anybody while they're down. Like, I don't care. Like, I wouldn't kick my worst enemy while they were down. I'll take my victory and I'll move on my life. I'll go on about my business, man. Because that could easily be me, man. So when you start to look at things from that perspective that it could easily be you, you start to move differently. You start to really move with humility in your heart. You have to have that humility in your heart. That's just vital to our human existence, man, because you're going to fall one day. Everybody falls. Everybody takes L's. Everybody gets their lumps and bruises. Take them in stride, man. Learn from them. Learn from your mistakes and learn from the mistakes of others. And allow yourself to become better, man, because that's what it's all about anyways. Being better than we were yesterday, man, and correcting our mistakes, man, and giving something to the world and offering service to the world to show people how this is how it's supposed to be done, man. Like, yeah, I fall down, but I'm going to get up. That's how it should be done. So that's what I want to zero in on, and that's my point, man. Never kick people while they're down. And always learn from your mistakes, man, and try to be better for tomorrow. So I thank y'all for tapping in with me. I appreciate all my new subscribers. Man, I've been getting a lot of subscribers, man. Like, I appreciate that so much. Like, more than y'all know. I really do appreciate it, man. So keep subscribing. Keep sharing the videos. Keep liking it. You know, just keep coming back, man. I'm gonna try to feed y'all with as much as I possibly can. You know, until next time, peace.